large table with two huge vacuum-insulated thermal coffee dispensers peer into a discarded coffee cup. You see nothing exceptional. It's a dirty cup, smudged brown, with old ground coffee stuck to the bottom. Look closer. If you squint your eyes enough, the coffee grounds almost seem to make up two letters, F and K. It's a clue. A clue about the person behind all the murders. Yes, of course. It's certainly not just an example of pareidolia, noticing patterns in noise. It's meaningful, I swear. You just wait. I've got the case nearly busted wide open. You got it, pal. I would never make such a thing up. You snatch up the red plastic card. It features a black contour of a crane lifting a container. The name, Etienne Hogarth, is written in the middle. Below it, in smaller text, member of the board. It comes with a magnetic strip meant to open electronic doors. This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
If you must. But please hurry, we are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, René, is dressed in a Royal Carabinieri uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. René looks like he's about to smile. This photo must be tied to some good memories.
Why did you take that picture of René? You're really interested in that old soldier. Not sure I understand your fascination, but sure, as long as it doesn't take up a whole lot of time.
This is the night.
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamic. True, I said nothing about our personal dynamic. That has altered.
He means very little. lorry stuck in the windows are clear. The woman looks at nothing.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
She's just a distracted old...
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me. Some of them are like the Monosov's Land,
A terrible cold.
the Transcatolia Magistral. You for 1A. As Estradas do Mirador. You're right.
A corrector.
Is that all you woke me up?
This found the smell of cigarettes and perfume enclosed the rusty old. An old monument. A crumpled billboard. The sign billboard has fallen on the waterlock, keeping it open and thus out of order. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of burnt rubber, the cause was probably a motor vehicle. Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting the posts. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates, the Caprice 40 and the Linear G22. It's about the right size, and the tire marks look like they came from the skinny tires frequently found on that motor carriage. Very sturdy but light motor carriage, more likely than most to survive that jump. You'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on, waiting for you to wrap up your analysis.
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. The traffic hooliganism? I hope not. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder? If we must.
I'm not expecting him to get far with this, the lieutenant consoles himself. A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where this panel usually closes the water lock. turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. You pull the lever, nothing happens. A spring brings the lever. Wasn't there a sign over there saying... The dented yellow mailbox. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. Stronger, healthier, and... all right. Maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't remember any of your past relationships. There's a light buzz as you press the doorbell, waiting for her to answer the call. It's cold outside, and you can hear the wind blowing into the speaker. A strange metallic taste fills your mouth as you stare at the intercom.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax. Distance yourself from it.
It's you. My gosh, I didn't think I would hear your voice again.
Wait, is she...
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear her breathing. Your hands are getting cold and your breathing becomes visible, forming small silvery puffs in the air.
Ever since I came to work here, it's been as if my mind... It's so nice. It's so nice.
And then it hits you. She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and distant. Real or not, your mirror neurons react. It feels painful to be listening to this. Her sound melts into the static from a long-distance phone call. From time to time, you can hear people talking in the distance. This is where you hung up the call the last time, but the recording is still going. A phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. The static is like a warm blanket wrapped around the sounds. No one replies, but the static grows stronger like rainfall. Then a female voice speaks out, completely different from the one before. Glorious and total somehow, crawling inside your head. Her words are too cold to comprehend. She smells of sodium lights and rain streaks on car windows. Eyes like pilot lights watch your shape in dark hallways, guttering.
So... it was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve. I don't have time to explain it to you right now. Maybe sometime later. Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short stint working together, something weird is almost always happening to you.
That is true. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants. The material appears delicate and fragile. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. Possibly the cadaver slowly. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. You see the door does not.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my time? And...
The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox.
And here you are, quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever, turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
What you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click. The tape is routed behind the magnetic reader. You push Command Set, and the tape starts spinning. Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachon. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the sound of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the Apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally. I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
The lieutenant presses the button marked Arrête on your porter reel. The tape stops spinning.
End of recording. It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls. Still,
there's more going on here than we know.
Corty could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about. Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer. We would need to know the story of this man's service. I think we've got a few more questions for class here, don't you? This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
As you take out the tape, the boombox tunes itself back to the cheery radio again, spewing out beats like it's a Friday night. The contrast feels chilly, inappropriate even. The worn and beaten wood.
You can revisit the...
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that cop habit. This isn't hard to say.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmice. The fuck about it? You're testing Get lost, Kuno gets it. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it. Dirty popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed. Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
Like half. A baggy, but like in this vial. Fuck you talking about half a G? This shit is giant.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Okay, Kuno's listening. Sure, confiscate it. Fuck. Kuno's violent dad's got Kuno's key. So you need to fuck your way in there. Go to the pier side, bang on the door till the cleaning gimp lets you in. Then you go to room 12 and kick down the door, police violence style. That's what Kuno does. And then it's action time. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
What the hell are you signing us up for here? Okay then.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Humid, Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you. Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinaise every day. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. La Drusienne, King Drui's passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms, cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. A silvery curtain of rain over the houses, the class divide. Capeside apartments, tower blocks crowd one another, 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath a dead man's feet. He swings from a tree, bloated. Drop. A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
To be in Martinaise, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed. Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is the metal feels cold and wet under your palm. A thick layer of graffito covers under the graffito. The church looks old and weather-worn. Around the large wooden building you see This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab grey shape. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. Its leaves ripped from it by the winter wind. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest. The door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not in the doesn't matter who I The police? Everyone knows? No. I already go check the
backyard door. The door rattles.
Stop banging on the door! The police? No. Go check the
backyard door. The door.
Stop banging on the No. Go check
backyard door.
Trying to sneak up on
Just an ordinary walk.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. I just don't like it very much. Movement on the road never really gelled well with the movement of my thoughts. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night. Some kind of powerful electric vortex hitting the shop.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I didn't really know what to make of it, but I know it meant something. Sure thing. My apology.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it.
Sure, man. Sure, let me have a look. I'm not purchasing anymore, and especially the—
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector!
Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Man... Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? No, not me. Yeah, go on. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The discos.
You hear the call.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over. Okay.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. 10-4, where...
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on disrupting our world?
He asked if he ever told me about his days.
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell him to stop wasting time and be a goddamn policeman for a change.
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says... So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Roger that. 10-10, over.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Then why are you wasting my... Another thing. Great. I love those. Oh, yes, that... Yes. What else? Yes.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style.
The door has withstood your demolishing attempt. There must be another way in.
Below, in the union box, was there something behind the window? In the hawthorn branches? Brushing it, no one knows. It could be that your eyesight is still too poor to notice it behind that window. The trash container stand.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. You don't want to fuck with me.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the...
I'll die before I... What's this kid shit? Fucking mind game.
Get the fuck out of here.
An old call box. You hear the same. You ring the door. All you hear, You wait for you ring the door. Silence. No one's home at Fortress Act. This button.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
A lorry stuck. The windows are clear. They've been recently... This found. The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. Looks like...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be all...
The smell of 1,000... You close the... Just an or...
Yes? What about me? Good. Let's change the subject.
A sturdy metal door guards the...
Madame!
There is no reply.
Madame!
There is no reply. The door...
Stop banging on the door. Ha! The police? Everyone knows? No. I go check the...
Backyard door. There must be another entrance to the east. The dented yellow milk. The worn and beaten wood.
We can sit on benches after we've solved them.
You can revisit the bench if you...
Yes? Excuse me? Detective, if I...
Oh, so you're an unaccountable wreck who has to be supervised? You don't have to take this display of authority. You can disobey.
That's good. Except that I do, detective. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self...
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch. The file cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer slides. This is the night what? You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems you attempt to turn to your left. The lieutenant considers your actions with some puzzlement. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric?
Why are you what? Now is not the time to get philosophical, detective. You can...
You attempt to your left. The lieutenant, no reply. A rust in control, the crane does not return to its original position. No screech of metal.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady... Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself. Oh, that one.
Told you.
Your race descent has temporal.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayolite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtic. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one? Those are the Simonese, the Areopagites, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassel. You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners. My people simply, the Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid
the Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the other large mondial civilization, the Mesque, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food. As proven by the Maun and the Mesque, Occidental Type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Simonese inhabit the southern islands. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Simonese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from Ilmara to Ansuland, thousands of years before the lactose in. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite super race. That is all.
Nature was not capable of more.
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Khoikos and the Vacholiers, they are mud-colored people. To an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad people have undergone for drinking al roule and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato. The Khoiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potat. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates. The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over, like a fever dream of skin, hair, and bone. Wake up, naive Chespias. The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zaraz-ridden potato. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition. Enough of type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semenese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Semenese. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Simonese with the Koiko. This will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never know precisely. No Simonese man could maintain an erection and suffocate, but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of type CF. Were there any able? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solve. You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss. There is nothing. I cannot possibly imagine what.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No. Aphotic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know. Sell me something lighter. Anything else you're thinking of selling?